Hi, my name's Annette. Welcome. Have you ever looked at your spouse, your husband, your wife, your partner, and went, "Oh, there's so many things I hate about you. There's a giant list of things that I hate about you." Now, when I started to make this video, it was 3 reasons why I hate my husband. But as I got working on it, it became 5 reasons why I hate my husband. Now, it's all tongue in cheek. I adore the man, but I am very, very jealous of some of the things that he does not struggle with, that I struggle with, and that you struggle with. Let's see. Today I'm going to work on sleep. Now, for me to go to sleep, I have to take a bunch of meds. I have to spin in a circle 30,000 times. I have to make a sacrifice to the sleep gods, and I might get to sleep. Now, if I'm lucky, I can make it through to 6. Often I get up at 2, 3 in the morning. And the one night this week, I got up at 00:30. I couldn't believe it. I was asleep for maybe one cycle, and there I was, wide awake, totally exhausted. My brain just spinning in circles and the little monkey mind just a going, and I just couldn't go to sleep. So I got my happy butt up and over to the chalet to do some more cleaning. Well, and I tried to talk, but you'll see what happened when I tried to speak. I was just so weak. That, or I forgot to turn on the microphone. I don't know. I was just tired. That, and it gave me the opportunity to check out how our solar lights were performing around the house at night, and I was quite happy with the results of it. Now, my husband, he has a magical switch in the middle of his forehead, I believe. Now, he can drink a whole pot of coffee at 9 o'clock at night. He can chug back a full sugared Pepsi 9 o'clock at night, and he can crawl into bed and boop, he's asleep in 10 seconds. It's been that way since I met the man, and oh boy, have I envied that, because I have never been able to sleep good. And so I'll be working on ways to try to get better sleep. I did some researching. I've been doing some work on myself, but it's still very much a work in progress. You know, it's not just me, but so many women after 60 struggle with this. It's almost like a club membership. And if you got problems with sleeping, just let me know in the comments. Now, the hormones that regulate our sleep, the melatonin that's supposed to come in, is probably all shot by the time we're 60. And I know that I totally wrecked it because of all my night shifts. I did 20 years of full-time night shifts. And between that and going on my days off and flipping back and forth, I really did a number on my melatonin. And so from the research that I've been able to find, I should be taking melatonin supplements at bedtime to help me out. And there really is no upper limit on that for somebody whose melatonin production is wrecked already. Now, if you're younger and you have not ruined your melatonin production, you should probably take it easy on the lower levels. Now, I have a friend, she's just turned 69. She just told me on my visit to her that if she takes 1 milligram of melatonin, she's out for 12 hours. I envy her that. I wish I had that problem. Now, you add in the inches, you add in the hot flashes, you add in the racing brain, and no wonder we toss and turn while the husband just lays there sawing logs like a chainsaw. Here's a cooker. Your lack of sleep isn't just annoying, it makes it harder for you to get your weight off, keep your weight off. If you don't get enough sleep, your bodies pump out the cortisol. That's the stress hormone that makes us fat, especially around the middle, and our hunger hormones kick in and they get out of whack and your mornings are screwed. And it's such a challenge then to deal with your weight issues that will be in the next video, which is another reason why I hate my husband. Now, according to the research I have done, I am doing mostly all of the tweaks and tips for trying to get a better sleep that they have. Just gentle lifestyle tweaks, bedtime routine. My routine is the same every night. Get to bed at similar amount of time. I get to bed pretty early because it takes me so long to get to sleep. Reduce the stimulants. That's the one that I struggle with because there I am playing Mahjong on my phone. I do try to have protein as part of the last meal to hold me over, to tide me over till morning. And along with my melatonin, my supplement has magnesium in it, and that's supposed to help as well. So I am trying that, but I will keep on researching and I will share what I learn with you. And if you have any tips or information or anything that you're struggling with in the area of sleep, please let me know. A huge one for me is stress. And I just can't shut my brain down. Owen tells me he just puts it in a little cubby in his head and just shuts it, and he's able to keep it in there. I have not found that cubby in my brain, but I will keep looking for it. I've discovered on our homestead that so much happens any given week that I'm going to have to probably do 2 days a week of these videos to try to keep it in check, or they're going to go on for a while. Now for us, we had 3 different sets of guests come through our vacation rental. One is showing up tomorrow, and I'm right now in the chalet now, and how many times can I say chalet now? And getting it ready for the guests tomorrow. He's just a gentleman from the city, bringing his kids out to do a bit of hiking and enjoying what's left of the summer before school starts. And we are heading on over to our vacation rental. Now it's on Airbnb, but I'm going to get brave this winter and make a direct booking website. So that's my project for the winter, when I can wrap my head around it and I have less guests over there. Now, the guests just left this morning. They were running a little late, and you hold your breath every time you walk in to this after they have left, because you don't know how they left the place. Now, 99% of the time, the guests have been very clean, very tidy. It's been wonderful, but you open up that door and you take a good hard look, and you take a smell too, because if you have to get rid of the smell of bacon or the smell of curry or anything really strong, you need to get after that right away, because the next guests don't necessarily want to smell the foods of the earlier guests. Now, so far so good. We'll take a look around, and just a quick look around. Start tearing things apart, start getting the laundry going, because in a couple of hours, Airbnb will send out a notification for me to make a review on the guests that were here. And I want to be prepared, because I like getting that over with early while I remember everything. It was kind of fun for me this time. I was in the house for a while, and then Jasmine showed up and wanted to help, and who am I to turn down a helping hand? And she just went right after it and did everything she could, even as she's only 9. She loved tossing the laundry down the stairs like it was a basketball. And then, of course, there's the whole schlepping it down and tossing it down the second set of stairs to the lower level, because our laundry facilities are in the basement. Helping out in the kitchen, making sure that there's paper towel, cleaning off the decks, keeping everything spick and span for everybody when they come to visit. It's really cool when Jasmine wants to help me. I will never turn it down. She was very happy to build the welcome board for all the guests that were showing up. She had a good time doing that while I was doing other stuff in the house to get it cleaned up. And then there's the whole vacuuming of the stairs with my little handy-dandy sharp. And then there's the carrying of the garbage all the way back over to the homestead so that we can dispose of it at the dump. Once every 2 weeks we do a load and run it in. Now, we started building our home gym in the basement of our homestead house, because, well, winter's coming fast, and I know I do lots of walking. I get between 10 and 15,000 steps in a day. But I also should be bringing on some strength training, so that's what's happening downstairs, getting that all set up. We have a great big space downstairs that we used to host our New Year's and Christmases, and we're just turning that area into a gym for all 3 of us to work in. I'm looking forward to setting up all our weights and whatnots in that room. Make it really handy for the winter, because I'm a wimp. Let's see, we did do we went and sent out the invitations to all our neighbors. I had 9 to create and write up and get ready to send out so that they can come on Sunday for the first annual Country Lane block party so we can all get to know each other. I'm curious to see how many can show up. Two can't make it. One's out of province and one has a car rally that she's going to for her son.
It's like we have a shadow dog. They go,
yes, we're off doing the Country Lane, passing out the invitations. We're gonna do our first annual potluck block party this coming Sunday. We hope to do it every year.
See the Ben, and I can see the John. A lot of stairs. Okay, I'm confused. We're on to Ryan and Chelsea. Hey, Jazz.
And our guests from Japan that had left 2 groups ago had to swing by and pick up some stuff they left behind. They forgot a sweater and a cute little pair of shoes from the littlest child, so he picked that up and that was cool. And also, husband is working on our sewer. Now, it's not always glorious and wonderful here on the homestead. There are problems and issues, and right now our big issue is the sewer system. So he is working on that.
Hi everyone, I'm Owen. I'm Annette's better half. So this is part of the glories of living on an acreage. You have to do some maintenance and that. One of the unglorious ones are when your septic system isn't quite working. Our pump, for a septic pump, I had thought the pump had failed, but what had happened was the fitting that is connected to the discharge pipe just as it goes out of the cistern for the septic tank broke away. So the pump was running, but the water was just recirculating. So right now I got a temporary blue hose, some old fire hose. We got a standby pump that I had from previous years, and we just run it out right now just to our forest. I'm going to pump it down, see what I can do to fix the repair. I do know it's going to be a challenge. I don't want to go into the septic tank. You should never do that. It's quite dangerous. And so for right now, I'm going to plug in the temporary pump, suck the water down to where I can see what I can do, and hopefully perform some magic on getting this septic system back into service. So hopefully I don't have too many holes in my blue hose, but I'm going to start it up, and so far so good. So right now I'll suck down the liquid side. Your septic tank is divided into 2 systems. Your pump is always on the liquid side, so your solids and everything, the holding tank there, it basically, when you flush all your toilets, all your solids go to the first tank, settle out. The bacteria that are in your septic tank chews it down, and later this fall we'll have the septic truck come and suck out both sides, clean it up. We're on about a 2 to 3 year cycle, depending on how many people you have in your house and the volume. It's just good maintenance and helps prolong your septic system. So I'll let you know how everything goes in a little bit. Bye for now. And this is the bane of my problems. What it looks like the elbow from the discharge line to the discharge pipe out of the water side of the septic system snapped away. So I'm going to have to try to figure out how do I get that fitting out. I think I'm going to put a hose over the discharge pipe and secure it with hose clamps. But I'm going to have to try to figure out something to extend into there and hopefully remove that fitting. I'll keep you posted. Hopefully it won't be too much of a challenge. I did have to take today off, and I already booked tomorrow off from work too. My boss, Sean, is nice enough to let me do that at a moment's notice. So just one of the unglorious things of owning an acreage. So I decided just to chop off that 90 fitting, sort of flush with the pipe that exits the cistern of the septic tank. So the the inside diameter might be a little bit still reduced, but don't really want to go in there. It's a bit too dangerous for that. You can see what I'm up against at trying to get that fitting cut. So hopefully the little reciprocating saw I got on a pole is going to do the trick. Well, it took a little bit of effort getting that off, but it looks like it's almost a double-walled pipe. Looks like it's a plastic pipe within another pipe. So I'm going to see if I can get a fitting that can go over the outside one, or tubing, and try to hose clamp it the best I can. Just finished up in time. Looks like we're going to get some big dump of rain or hail or thunder or something. The weather's really turning quickly here. The wind's picking up. I heard a couple of big claps of thunder in the distance.
It poured rain like crazy, and then God's promising rainbow showed up, and we got hail. And thank goodness he is smart and handy and can figure stuff out, because this would be quite the interesting fix I'd be in if I didn't have him to think of all these things that he's doing. And we've also started Annie on supplements because she is pregnant. She is due in spring around the end of May, and we'd like to have everybody be healthy. I'm just starting to head out into our enchanted forest so that you have something other than my face to look at when I talk to you about one of the ways I handled the sleeping situation over time. Now let's see here. Oh yeah. Here's the welcome to the enchanted forest. Now I always had trouble sleeping, and I can wake up to a bug walking on carpet while other people can sleep through a thunderstorm. So it's always been an issue. Now, with my last husband, when we met, he was slim and fine and everything great, but then he decided a year into our marriage to get into cocaine and crack addiction business. And he managed to gain weight up to about 300 pounds, and he was such a loud snorer. I just couldn't sleep with him. I kept going off to other bedrooms in the middle of the night because I couldn't sleep. And what are you going to do? Glare at your husband while he's sawing logs? So I finally embraced it and just made up the second bedroom, the guest bedroom, for me. Now that just made him furious because, don't you know, I wrecked the marriage because I left the marital bed. Well, I don't know what you can say. I needed to get my sleep. I was working full time while he wasn't doing anything. So he just had to deal with it. Now, present husband, he also snores and he twitches around and spins in circles. But he didn't mind that I went to a different room and set it all up for myself so I could try and get some sleep. We do visit each other, conjugal visits. We have no problem dating each other in our rooms and then going to our own corners, stretching out and just luxuriating in our own spaces. And that's how I handled that situation. Now I find that for me, my my brain just keeps talking to myself and I can't shut it off. And when I'm very upset, I can't sleep, and then you just eat tons of food and gain a lot of weight, and the cycle just goes on and on and on. You get more miserable. And so when we moved out to this acreage, and when I turned 60, I decided that I get my poopity group and deal with all the areas of my life. And today's issue in this video is the issue of getting adequate amount of sleep. Now I cracked off about Owen. It's all jealousy. It is not hatred. But I did pass the title of these videos past him because I didn't want to insult him or hurt his feelings or anything. But he just knew the joke because it's been the joke between us for all this time, because I'm always adding things to the list of why I hate my husband.